Under the lights here at Levi's Stadium on draft night. While Twitter is freaking out about the 49ers selecting Michigan kicker Jake Moody in the third round, I have to say that I am neither surprised nor outraged by this. I mean, the 49ers, Robbie Gould said a couple months ago that he's not going to re-sign with the 49ers, so obviously they needed a dependable kicker. This team plays a lot of close games because they obviously have a very competitive roster, and people get really mad at kickers when they miss in big spots. So it was clear that the 49ers were going to invest in that position this offseason. And they even said at the NFL Combine that they were working out the best kickers on the board. Well, the very best kicker on the board is Jake Moody. There is no way that he was going to last until the 5th round. And the 49ers don't have a 4th round pick. So here they sat late in the 3rd round with 3 picks at the very end of the 3rd round, and they decided to use one of those 3 picks on the only position, the only starting position that they needed to fill in the kicker, Jake Moody. Booted 82% of his kicks in college. That's a good rate in college, especially in poor weather in the Big Ten in Ann Arbor. 6 out of 6 against Ohio State, 158 out of 158 perfect on extra points. And the 49ers have also been looking to improve their kickoff ability because Robbie Gould had a touchback rate of only about 45%. That ranked number 28 in the league. Jake Moody's 23 years old, unlike the 40-year-old Robbie Gould. He's got a powerful leg. He booted a 59-yarder for Michigan. And the 49ers, they don't just look at stats. They talked to Jim Harbaugh, actually. And Jim Harbaugh pointed out, hey, this guy came in, he wasn't as high of a recruit, wasn't as nearly as well-rated of a recruit as this big name that Michigan had a few years ago. And Jim Harbaugh put both that big-name recruit and Jake Moody through Jim Harbaugh-like tests. Intense psychological pressure probably from Jim Harbaugh, and Moody came out on top, earned the Michigan job, and obviously delivered the good numbers that I just talked about. Became the top kicking prospect coming out of college football this year. So the 49ers really like the fact that he went through that trial under Jim Harbaugh. They believe that he can make the transition from college to the NFL successfully. And hey, if Jake Moody kicks as well in the NFL as he did in college, if he could keep that accuracy, then they're going to be really happy with this pick. A late 3rd rounder on a position that impacts so many games, more than, you know, your backup safety or even your starting linebacker, is not going to have the impact on some games that a kicker does just because he's out there actually putting points on the board, or in the case of special teams, actually having to avoid big returns coming against you with, you know, that touchback ability. This is a tangible effect on wins and losses. And if Jake Moody performs the way he did in college, the 49ers will be happy with this pick. That's why they're willing to make it in the 3rd round in this situation. Again, they didn't have a 4th rounder, so you got to pick him at some point if you want to make sure that that kicker situation is taken care of. Obviously, they do have Zane Gonzalez already on the roster, but John Lynch did say that's just a move at kicker. Remember back in the owners' meetings? It's not the move. The move was this one. Zane Gonzalez has no guaranteed money, and if Zane doesn't make the 53-man roster, as seems likely now that the 49ers have Jake Moody, that conditional pick swap with the Panthers won't even happen. That's why it's a conditional pick swap. Other 49ers draftee, Cameron Latu, tight end out of Alabama. That's the pairing to George Kittle. His interview's up on the channel. I'm writing an article right now, so more on Cameron Latu in a little bit. But that's why the 49ers drafted Jake Moody. This is a smart pick. It's one that the 49ers had to make to fill out that roster. They needed a kicker. Now they're more cost efficient at the kicker position too, because Robbie Gould would have cost them a lot more money. All right, more soon. Talk later.